bunch of nerds who are thirsty for some sweet, sweet D&D. I'm a first-time DM, and my adventurers are pretty new to this, so this is our Real Play 5e D&D podcast. Yeah. Expect some ridiculous voice acting, some super stupid moments from me, and my players just playing like gods, and just friends generally having fun together. This is our story as it is much yours, so welcome. Welcome to Saving Arcana.
What? Hey, what's up, you guys? You guys suck.
Luis didn't even look. He's like, hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey, what's up?
I want to die.
I want the booty.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Go ahead and start us off, Luis.
Hey, this is Luis playing Avalon, and hopefully I died.
From the future, Mr. X-Style. Go for it.
Welcome back. It's Trent.
Yep.
Yep.
What's your character's name, Trent?
Wouldn't they know if they're in the... Oh, yeah, this is a different episode.
Leave all of this in.
I'm playing Elrick, Firbolg Druid. Hopefully found Tia by now.
You won't.
Damn it.
And last but not least.
Hi, this is Kate playing Voquis, Ranger Firbolg level 4, and hopefully I'm not dead, and we're actually on track to complete some of the quests we have.
You said you wanted to die.
Hopefully people died. Who knows? All right.
Seconds, I think.
That's what? How many more turns is that?
8 more turns.
8 more turns? That'd be enough to take him out.
8 times 6 is 48. So, yeah. Well, I mean, they probably wouldn't even get here in 48 seconds.
But
I'll move this little flamey thingy
Away? Okay. Yeah. Zig's gonna turn around to you guys, looking real rough himself, and he's gonna look at you guys. Still got like bloodurous? That's not a word. Blood raging eyes, just pulsating as you could tell he really enjoyed what he just did. He's well done. He's kind of bangs against his chest, and he goes for his big 64-ounce puller pop of juice. And he's gonna go and he's gonna chug away.
Chug, 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 chug.
And that is.
I'll be like, can I get some of that?
6.
Can you give me some of that 40?
13. 14 plus. Okay. And he just chugs this entire thing, and you see magically all of his wounds and the blood and the chard, all of his fur begins to grow back, this regenerative power, as he just, woo! I knew that would come in handy. Looking over you guys, still got that blood rage look in his eyes, and be like, you guys want to go find the other group?
I'm like, yep.
Ava, do you need a health potion?
I think I have one, don't I?
You want some leaves? They'll heal you.
You want some of these?
You want some of these?
Do you spice?
I'll rather take the potion.
You don't want to chew on some of this?
No, I don't know what that does.
No.
So I drink the milk.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Man, if you guys would have just asked him for some juice.
2, 4.
Some
I
juice.
asked for juice. I need more.
He didn't remember.
You asked it like how you say daddy, which is not real.
Not real. I move in between Zig and our group again, and I pat him on the shoulder. I'm like, good job back there. Let's go get those other ones. Lead the way.
He's gonna sheath his sword and then look up at you guys and be like, what do you mean I'm gonna find something off these guys? They gotta have something. He's just gonna start rifling through the bodies.
Can I do an investigation?
Yeah, if somebody wants to help her.
I'll give her advantage.
Okay, you get advantage.
Do I get double advantage in the forest?
I'll help her.
So that starts.
Ava will help her because
16.
Ava's that type
With a
of
16 on the Pack Lord, you actually... You good?
Yeah, I'm stuck.
You're just right next to the microphone. Hey, boys, this is Luis.
This is my maraca.
Just shake it.
This is Louise on the maracas.
That's racist. On the bottom top left, you'll see a anti-racist link. Surprise. You're stupid.
No worries. I'll wait. I'll wait.
I'm hot. Why is your house so hot, Louise?
What?
Okay, what do I find on the bodies?
It's like 60
Alex, shut up!
I would love to tell you, but I can't even hear myself. I'm not going to try to talk over me.
What's on the bodies?
I'm sweaty.
Don't be sweaty. It's nasty.
Turn on the AC.
With a 16, you find 58 gold pieces on the Pack Lord. You make your way to the Knoll 2, who was beat to death, almost beat to death. You actually find in a pouch that what seemed they were fighting over is 2 malachite gems and a potion.
What color potion?
It looks like mercury, and it's red in the mercury and the viscosity of it, and it's just constantly flowing. It doesn't look like a health potion like you have. This is a different type of red.
And then 58 gold.
58 gold pieces, 2 malachite gems, and a potion. Red potion of some kind.
Can I sleight of hand the gems?
You can try. Yeah, you're the only one that's looking for this stuff.
No, I was looking because that's what gave her
You were helping her on the first body. I just carried over the 16 the
gotcha.
second. The second one is where the malachites are. It depends on her roll.
Oh, that's fine.
17.
The 17, Elrick, give me a perception roll advantage because you were helping her, so you're kind of watching to see if she pulls anything.
I mean, not
You will. These bodies are not far from each other.
20.
Yeah, he sees you do that.
Little thief.
So you
Are you gonna say anything?
You pocket the gems, but you don't notice. But he saw you.
Okay.
So you're working your way through.
Give her a finger wiggle.
So as you see Zig, he's working through the third body, and hey, did you guys find anything? Somebody give me a perception roll.
I'll do it.
As this is really the first time you're really looking at Zig.
I got a 15.
Are you giving him an advantage then?
Yeah. Do you want to use the roll that I had? I got a 17.
Yeah. It's you either give him advantage or not.
Okay, take the advantage.
Okay, I'll take it.
There you go.
I'll stick with my...
What is it?
15.
Damn it. I rolled a 17.
With a 15 on his body, you see the following things as you kind of noticing a little bit more about what Zig's wearing. You see that has 2 different rings on his right hand, and they have gems and with ornate metal that you've never seen before. On his back, he's got an arrow pack that he doesn't have a bow for. It has a red and green lacing up the sides of it, and it has very sharp points poking out the bottom where there would be arrowheads, but there is nothing in the rest of the quiver.
Okay.
On his pack, on his belt, there is a few papers kind of scrolled up like scrolls, and there's just a couple on his belt. As he's just kind of like an adventurer, but he's got some weird gear. You guys were wanting to get a hold of the other group. Was kind of the intention after you do this?
Yep. Yeah.
How do you guys want to do that?
It's charge.
Well,
Yeah.
can I do something first? Is there any way I can talk to them without Zig hearing?
Zig's with you guys. He's probably not going to move away. You could intentionally try to get away from him.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I think if he goes along first, then I'll hang back with these guys. But otherwise,
Yeah, he's not gonna. Zig's not going to try to like gung ho himself. He just saw an opening and went for it. He's gonna kind of stick around, standing with you guys. So how are we gonna do this?
I smack him on the shoulder. I'm like,
Hey!
you did a hell of a job back there. Like, lead the way. Let's just go run down those other 3.
All right. He pulls out his sword and I think they're this way. I mean, let's go. Let's double
do it.
time. And he's just gonna keep up, and he's just gonna start running that direction.
I'm gonna grab their arms. Just kind of like, no, we're gonna keep going, but I want to.
You're gonna jog with them as you're running along.
Well, no, I want him to go ahead, but I want to grab them so I can talk to them while he's going ahead.
All right. He gets like 20 feet ahead and turns around and realizes you guys haven't moved. You're like huddled in the corner.
I want to continue moving. Like,
okay.
But you know what I mean?
So
but
you guys are going to be jogging together and talking. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to get away from him without him realizing, like, what are you guys holding up? I thought we were going.
Like, I want to stay, 10 feet behind him as we're moving.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
He is running. What I'm trying to say is you guys are trying to go for it. He's going to notice if you guys are trailing behind for any weird thing. Like, if you guys are running together, fine, that's to talk. But if you're 10 feet from him and running, you're not going to be able to, hey, guys, what do you think we can show about this? Like, you're not going to be able to whisper.
All right, so we'll just go then.
I mean, if you want to stop and talk, I mean, maybe Zig will keep running. Maybe not. But I'm just letting you know it's like running 10 feet behind him and trying to whisper is just not going to work.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll just run with him.
Okay.
I do make a point to keep myself between Zig and the party.
Sure. You guys start running a good 60 feet. You come into that clearing where you saw them before. You check around. There is clear, heavy footprints towards that direction that you saw them leave. Do you guys continue that direction? Do you try to go around? Are you just making a beeline to
We're just
them?
continuing in a
So
beeline.
I'm gonna talk to Zig and I'm gonna say, hey, maybe you should stealth ahead and because you were so good at finding the other ones, maybe you can find these. Do you want to go ahead a little bit and then
just
we'll follow back
keep
a
in
little
sight.
bit.
You don't want to miss where I'm coming. You just never know.
Right,
yeah, I can do that. And he's just gonna kind of run a bit and get to the tree line, and then he's to nothingness.
Okay.
Yep,
So
you
now
guys
we're
are alone.
Finally. Okay. So I am going to show them the 58 gold pieces and the potion that I found.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, here, I found these on the body. And then I'm going to give Ava half of the 58 and then Elrick the other half of the 58 and then the potion to whoever wants it. Saying that we should probably get this looked at.
I'll take it for now.
Okay.
I'm always kind of curious. Can I dip my pinky in there and give it a little drug taste, like the potion? Just
Yeah,
little,
you put your pinky in and you touch it to your tongue, and it tastes like a jalapeno. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's not hot to the touch, but as soon as it touches your lips, you're like, that's got a lot of kick. It's got like
nice.
the hottest Cajun sauce you've ever tried. Like, it's got a kick to the mouth.
Tight. I put that in my bag.
And you each get 29 gold pieces.
Yay, 29 gold pieces. I'm rich. Just kidding.
$29.
So how far away are we from the other the knolls? Don't know.
And then I'm going to say, all right, let's go follow Zig. I just didn't want him to see what I got.
Yeah, okay. We follow the direction that he was heading in. I think we might have lost him.
So we keep running.
All right, so
Fast,
you guys are rushing towards the direction that he
Yes.
left. Okay. You guys are running along. You make it a good 30 feet into the brush. Are you guys, tell me how you are running. Are you trying to sprinting?
Making all the noise.
Naruto
I'm
run.
not trying to make noise at all.
Naruto run.
Naruto run, arms
crying
behind, and
rose.
you're 7.5 feet tall. Just you are staying behind. If they're running full speed.
Well, I can go full speed while stealthing because of my ranger.
16.
10.
Wait, what was yours?
14.
16.
16.
And a 10.
10.
I put the DC at 40, knowing you guys would fail. That's pretty good. So you guys are full sprinting. No, you guys succeeded. You got 40 exactly. That's why I was like, really? You got exactly 40? You guys are full sprinting. The woods are really dense here, as it was before. So you can't see but 5-10 feet in front of you, and you're trying to push branches out of the way, and all of a sudden, all three of you, almost at the exact same time, bust out of the clearing, and the sunlight's bright, and it kind of stuns you for a second, and when you get to, with your perception rolls, you see good old Zig fighting all three of them by himself, and he makes this awesome slash down with the sword on what seems to be one of the gnolls, and the blood gushes everywhere. The second gnoll stabs his spear into the side of him, and the glaive comes swinging around and chops him in half. And the pack lord of this group looks up as all three of you bust out and just puts up his hand with the glaive straight out, and he just says, "It's time." and all three of them start to get on all fours and rush towards you.
Yeah.
They are
Let's do this.
35 feet away. They will, 2 of them will rush up to you 5 feet from your face. As the timing that it takes them to get to you, they're not going to get a surprise round. One arrow, let's go 1 to 2 is Elrick, 3 to 4 is you, 5 to 6, Ava. 2, Elrick. Let's go with advantage. Oh yeah, that hits. That's like a 22. And that's a D4. That's 9 damage as a longbow arrow past them, striking you in the lower right leg, and they are within a couple feet. Roll initiative.
I got an 8.
Did I see where that arrow came from?
Yeah, it came from the guy that stayed behind. One of the gnolls stayed behind, knocked an arrow as the other 2 rushed forward.
I thought both of the lesser gnolls rushed forward while the leader stayed behind. God, my initiatives have just been garbage today.
I got an 8.
Oh. Better than yours, at least.
Mine's better
The
than
pack
yours.
lord stayed behind?
No, I don't think so. Did the
Somebody
pack
not.
lord or did someone else stay behind?
Knoll 1 stayed behind, if that means anything to you.
No.
15, 17 for
I need another
him.
knoll for back here.
11. Ooh. Ava, what'd you roll?
8.
Elrick,
11.
Voquis.
15.
Nice, this played out pretty perfectly. And then Voquis.
Did they get right in front of us? Or 5?
5 feet from you. That's how far they made it as this surprise round happened.
Gotcha. So there's that gap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Tight.
then Ava. Alright, just so you're aware. Knoll 1, Pack, Voquis, Knoll 2, Elrick, and then Ava. So Knoll 1 was the one that shot the arrow, and with fast speed he put an arrow in the ground. As he shot one, he brings it out, knocks another. He's going to shoot it at Elrick again with a, what is that, a +5? +3. 9 to hit with the second. Second arrow misses completely. Next up is the Pack Lord. As he's rushing, he brings his massive glaive for 2 swipes on Ava. I'm pretty sure that misses. 14. Yours 18, right? And then a 22 to
I'm a
hit.
20.
So, okay, yeah, the 22 hits, and that is gonna do a total of...
Figure no
0
small
damage.
chicken.
It does 9 slashing damage across your chest. I took a lower average and added the modifier to keep it simple. And after the Pack Lord swings once, completely misses, swings twice, brings it across your chest. Voquis, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the Pack Lord.
Nice.
So I'm not going to forget to do that this
nice.
time.
Good job. This is your first attack, too.
Huh?
This is your first attack.
It is. So I'm going to move forward 5 feet. And I'm going to slashy with my scimitar
Okay. On the Pack Lord, right?
on the Pack Lord.
Okay.
And that is a 16 to hit.
16 hits. Good job.
Great.
He's gonna
14 damage.
hit. Nice. That's a lot of damage right off the gate.
Time for you to get a
955.
watch.
Okay, and the Pack Lord takes that massive hit across him. Knoll 2 is going to immediately swing on you, Ava. Sorry, Elrick, since you're right there up front, right? Yep, and yep, that's you. With a 6 to hit, completely misses. Maybe he's just running too fast. Oh, wait, what am I saying? He doesn't have a sword. It's a bite. He goes for a bite and misses just by inches off your face, and he's in grasping length from you. Right after that, Elrick, you're up, then Ava. Elrick, you're now.
Bonus action, go invisible with my hidden step.
Nice. like right in front of him. Which one did you mark as the Pack Lord? So I know.
The colored one.
Pack Lord is the non-colored.
Oh,
the
swap
non-colored.
that one and the color. The Pack Lord's the non-painted, and then that one with the bow is Null 2. So just swap their positions. Yep.
The
Thank
Pack
you.
Lord?
The Pack Lord is the non-painted one.
But the Pack Lord was...
It was...
What's her face? Ava. Was it he?
Yeah, I just had Ava over on the other side. Just put Ava, right there. Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, so you went invisible, darted around your full movement. That was your bonus action of movement. You got an action. The decisions. I feel like you're about to moonbeam.
Moonbeam. No, I actually don't have any more slots of that level.
Moon.
I'm going to transform into a warhorse. Yeah. Come break through some.
All right. Warhorse.
I need
It's gonna
something.
get mounted.
There's Albert.
Somebody's gonna mount him.
You're
All
gonna
right,
go-
cool. You're a warhorse. Null 1, which is the one back there, realizing this invisible nothing, warhorse just goes out of craziness. He's gonna knock his arrow and shoot it over at you with a that's a natural 19. That
Yeah, that
obviously hits.
That misses because I'm huge. Just kidding.
Right? That'd be nice.
Swear.
4 damage as that arrow hits right in a good haunch. You're feeling the pain, but it's not that bad. He's then going to move 15 feet closer to me and begin to knock another... Yep, towards me. Yep. And then knock another arrow or begin the process. After that, the Pack Lord is going to bring his glaive on an upward smash and just bring it down twice on you. Boom, boom, right on Ava's face with a, let's see what the plus is. Believe glaive is +5. It's a 19 to hit, which misses, and a natural 20. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna have to roll it. I just need to be able to roll it. I don't want to take the average and roll it twice. That is a 6. 7. 16 slashing damage as the second one misses, the first one misses and the second one comes down with a heavy handle and slices a good chunk into you.
I'm down.
You're down?
I'm down.
You're down?
I'm down.
16.
Wait, when did you take other damage?
I've been taking damage, and the one potion I got only gave me like 3 or 4.
Oh.
It makes me go down. Make me take sleeps.
Take sleeps.
And next up is Voquis, and then Null 2.
Okay. So, Ava's within 5 feet of me, right?
That's correct.
So, I'm going to use my action to get out a health potion and feed it to her.
Okay, great. Yeah, you move. You don't even need to move over. You're not gonna make an opportunity attack. You just go over and just open up. You pour it down her throat.
8.
Nice. You are immediately resuscitated from your state. You got 8 health. And you're back up and you're ready to fight.
And that's all I can do.
Okay.
Oh, well, can I offhand attack with bonus action? No, that's only if I attack once. Yeah, no, you're fine. No, it's fine.
Yep. You're not gonna move. No bonus actions. You use your action on that. Okay. I am gonna make a ruling on potions, so we're gonna change something. Potions, if you drink it yourself, it's a bonus action, not an action.
Okay.
When feeding it to somebody else, because you have to go cup them, open their mouth, and
Yeah.
feed it, it's gonna be an action to do that.
Do the whole
Little
thingy.
cupping. A little bit of cupping. Hello. Next up is Null 2. Null 2 is going to try to make a bite attack against you, Voquis, with a 9. And as you were moving down to help, and he's like, oh no, I missed. Oh no. Elrick, you're up. And then Ava, you're next.
I'm going to turn this way, and it looks like I'm running away, and then I'm going to charge back.
Straight into the Pack Lord. What does that do? Like a trample?
I have to hit, and if I hit, it's a DC 14 strength save, or they're prone, and I get a bonus on my bonus.
Bonus trample? All right, go for it. Hit him up.
So, to hit. Oh, sweet. No.
No?
It was a 1.
That
one.
As you are trampling towards, he looks over, hearing this warhorse out of nowhere, and dodges out of the way as you just go past. I'm gonna have you go 10 feet past.
Like right here?
Since you basically had that momentum. That's an action. Do you have a bonus action or other movement? Okay. You considered large, right?
Yes.
If you're considered... I didn't realize you were considered large. If you're considered large, I would give that an advantage. Because that's... One, he's not paying attention to you. You're flanking him. Advantage to hit. I'm going to retcon that. Because sure. I thought you were... Like, a warhorse was, like, normal size.
No, the warhorse
if he was, like,
large
looking at
size.
you, but he's not, and all of a sudden... yeah, I'll give that an advantage.
That's 25, then.
Yes, that hits.
Barely hits.
Barely hits.
The big bad is unhappy.
Yeah, so he has to make a DC 14 strength save.
He rolled a natural 3, so that's great.
Awesome. So he takes 11 bludgeoning for the first one, and then I get to make another close at him with a 22 to hit.
Yeah, 22 hits.
Oh, and he's prone.
And he's prone.
Murder this dude. That's a 12 bludgeoning.
Wow, you did 11 and then 12 back to back?
Yes.
Damn.
Nice. You are wrecking him, and he is putting up his hands, and those hooves are coming down and destroying his face, his body. There's things that are broken, blood, and he's kind of just screaming like a little girl.
Yeah,
and you're just like, this is awesome. I imagine like my
little pony.
My little pony on top of him going, this is great. My little pony. Next up after Elrick, Ava.
So I'm gonna use half my movement to get up.
I'm gonna say with that 8 because 8's a lot to heal. You're already up.
Okay, so is the guy in front of me
He's prone. He's the Pack Lord, and he's right in front of you.
So I'm going to cast. Well, I'm gonna channel my divinity to use Abjure Enemy on him. So that gives me.
Do you have 2 uses of Channel Divinity at this level? Nice.
I think so.
I thought you only had 1 at
No,
level 4.
I used so Divine Smite is different.
You used Channel Divinity in the beginning when we fought the first battle.
Did.
What did I use?
On the shaman.
No, I used a spell for that.
Oh, I thought you said I used Channel Divinity.
No,
My bad.
spell.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
No, because I used Bane on him, and that's a spell.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use it. So that basically gives me an advantage for
bad.
how much?
1 round, I thought.
Oh,
You're already gonna have advantage with him being prone. You sure you want to use it now?
Well, it lasts longer than that.
Okay.
So it's called. Where is it called? Your enemy within 60 feet has to make a Wisdom saving throw of 15. If he fails, I get a minute.
Okay.
I'll use it next turn.
He has. So you're not using it this turn?
No, just because he's prone anyway.
God, you're the worst.
That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
Watching those dice. 21 hits. Do up that damage.
11.
Nice. That's a big hit. You bring down that blade, put it through his gullet. Blood. He had no chance to get away. That's a lot of damage. He is looking real fierce as he grabs your blade and starts to shove it out of his gullet, looking back at you and trying to get back up. Voquis is not up.
Okay.
No one is the longbow, knocking another arrow, pointing it at the giant warhorse as it scares the poop out of him with a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah,
just barely though.
Just barely. You take 6 damage, piercing, trying to hit in the same hindquarters, hitting you over and over. He's gonna move another 15 feet towards me, straight line, keeping his distance. The Pack Lord is going to use all of his movement to try to get up. looking at Ava, he is going to come down with a bite as you're so close to him, as he pulled out your blade, and he's going to try to snap at you with a 9 to hit. Missed your hands, realize he's really close to Voquis, and he's going to try to grab for her leg and then bite down like a chicken leg. With a 6 to hit. My goodness.
Yay.
He is so hurt that he's trying to fight back. And he can't really do much, and he just grabs his glaive and he puts it down on the ground and gets back up and he snarls at you guys, and that's his turn. Voquis, you're up.
So... Shit, which one did I Hunter's Mark?
The
leader,
big
right?
guy.
The leader,
Yeah, the
okay.
pack lord.
Just wanted to make sure. So
Maybe?
I will
Yeah, there's a
scimitar him again.
Okay.
He's almost dead, right?
He's hurting.
Who knows? God, why do you ask that?
So 23 to hit,
23 hits.
10 damage.
He is going to die. Is there any way you want him to die specifically?
Excuse me.
Burps to death.
So what does he look like? He's not prone?
He is
He's not
holding
prone
on
anymore.
to his glaive as he just stood up, kind of leaning on it, extremely exhausted, blood spilling out of almost every orifice.
Whatever he is using to hold on to the glaive, I want to chop off.
Sure.
I want to separate him from the glaive with my scimitar.
He's got his arms kind of wrapped around the glaive, and you move to the side and run your blade. So if this is his glaive, and here's the top, you run your blade up across it and up the hilt and cut off both of his arms, and his face falls with the force. His eye socket goes into the hilt, and he just goes completely lifeless. And
Brutal.
you kick him off with a little bit of a kick, and his whole body rolls a bit. That glaive is just sitting there in the
Beautiful.
nice sun, glistening.
That's good.
He's like still standing on it, pretty much.
No, she kicked him off of it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She that body's rolling. There's 2 now
Gross,
arms still
disgusting.
grasping on 2 stubs. Voquis, anything else?
Using my bonus action to move my
Hunter's
what's
mark.
in majigger onto the other one that's right
Sure.
next to me.
He is then going, with your back turned to him, he is going to slice you up from the back with, not slice, he's going to grab onto your neck and bite with advantage, since you are completely flanked.
Yep.
19 to hit.
Yes.
And that is gonna be a beautiful 1d4 plus 2.
Wait.
5 damage. Bite.
I thought you said 25. I was like, oh no.
He just bites down. You weren't expecting
I'm
it. You were
dead.
so excited. Like a big old piece of jerky. That is his turn. He's gnawing on your shoulder. Elrick, and then Ava.
I'm gonna turn around and kick the pack.
The body?
And I'm gonna rush around and bam.
Okay. Null
Gonna
2.
trample the null 2
What does he
or
have to
null
make?
1. DC 14 strength save, but I have to hit first.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
17 hits, and he failed a strength save.
Sweet. So the first is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
You say 12?
Yes.
And he's knocked prone,
He's
and
knocked
you're just
prone.
slamming down My Little Pony. It's just playing. You've got those long locks of unicorn hair flowing.
They're rainbow, actually.
It is super rainbow.
You're pink.
So it knocks him prone. Do I get advantage?
No.
Does 10 hit?
No, it does not. Hey, wait, hold on. So how does he knock prone? Is it after the first attack he is knocked prone?
Yeah, strength savings.
Then yes,
it
then you would
says
have
strength
advantage
save
if
or
the first
he's knocked
attack
prone
knocks
and I get a
prone.
bonus hooves.
Is the bonus hooves part of the knocking down?
Well, the hooves knock them down. Like the first one
first
is
one did.
hooves that
Sure,
knock
I'll
them
let
down.
you have advantage on it.
Tight. Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Yes, die.
Now, that first amount of hits that you were pummeling him, he had his longbow out. You broke the longbow. You've crushed
Dang
his
it, I wanted
legs.
that.
There's so much blood already.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's now paste.
You are beating senseless a body that has become a corpse, that's become flattened, that there is just gushing, and I imagine this horse-like figure looking over at the group, and it just smiles as it's purely just smashing, kind of like you do with, vine grapes when everybody's making, this is fun. Like, I don't think that horse is all there. It is dead, and it is completely flat.
Tight.
That's a fiend, not a horse.
Ava, it's all you, dog.
I'll walk up to the guy that's left. So
'Kay.
10 feet.
10 feet.
I'm gonna hit.
Nice, that hits.
Okay. 8.
8 damage. Nice. You come up and you slice him pretty good as he then immediately goes back. As you sliced him, he just snarls back and puts a hand on your shoulder and brings you in to try to get a nice big snap, and it does with a 21 to hit.
Barely.
And it is barely, and it does a total of 2 damage as his teeth somewhat break on your skin because you're so pretty. You're so pretty.
So pretty.
Next up is Voquis, and then Elrick.
Okay. Voquis is
100 marks on him.
Hunter's mark is on him. She's going to turn around, spin
You
around.
haven't got a kill yet. It's time.
I just killed the guy.
Yeah.
I literally just killed the pack lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I guess.
So
I
my-
weakened him for
I'll give
her.
you that. Yeah,
with
that was
my
a gimme.
hooves.
No, I'm just kidding. No, you rocked him.
So my
Alright.
scimitar is still out. I'm gonna spin around. I guess I'm gonna spin around this way so I don't hit Ava.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ava.
And you're down.
Sorry.
Sorry. So I'm gonna spin around the other way
Yeah.
to hit the other guy. Does a 17
Sure? Are you
hit?
sure on that
17?
number? It seems like you're throwing out
17.
something high just to
No,
give me.
I rolled a
She's
12.
cheating.
I have a +5 to hit, so 17.
She taught
Let's
me
check that math.
She taught me
Let's
everything
check
I know.
it, people.
17.
Take it to
It's a
the
+5. What'd you roll?
Take it to the viewer.
12.
I don't believe
Take
it.
it to the
It's
viewing
weighted.
booth.
We're gonna get a red card in here, please.
I
Yeah,
saw her
hits.
tip it to the side
Yeah,
with a
she's
pinky.
doing what the AV
She's trying to
people
do the pinky, yeah.
It's a 20. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
always
20.
a
She
20.
was
Yeah,
like,
20.
It hits. Go ahead and roll
she
that
was like,
damage.
8 damage.
It's where is
8
it?
damage.
20, right
Nice.
here.
And
I
when
was
you
really
when you
impressed that
swing
that little
around,
girl, she can do that
your
so
sword
often.
goes
She
into
had
its
a-
side, and it goes in a good 3 inches
Maybe.
into its belly,
easy to
and you
find.
pull it
Yeah,
out, and you see a kind of a
yeah, I kick
squirt
at him.
a little bit, and it's like, the pain is intense. After Voquis, Elrick, and then Ava.
Hi. Time to trample this
Uh-oh,
dude.
here it comes.
I'm not trampled.
Now-
My little pony.
Now here's
my
something
little
I'm gonna make on the warhorse because I don't like the idea of being able, when you are rushing to do a trample, when you trample, you don't just trample on the 5 feet and stop. It is unless you are going through them, and then like the momentum would take you through. I don't
Okay.
like the idea of you just kind of go, okay, here we go. Like it's a boom, and you come back. I'm gonna say with trample, it's a 10-foot continuance.
You're gonna hit me. Do it. Kill me.
Just because I think it's silly to be like, you gotta go full speed to it's like a tackle, right? Like if you tackle, you're going full speed just to hit somebody, then to say, there's a 5-foot circle, you
Sure.
stop.
No, that makes a whole lot of sense. I like that home. That ruling. I'm gonna.
You're gonna
forget what it's called.
prance? You're
Well,
going to
prance
prance
right
up
over
to
here.
him? Like a show horse.
Like a show horse. I just freaking mushed his friend.
You have
There's
blood
blood,
on your
and
hooves.
knolls all over your foot.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
What?
I just like kick him with my front
Yeah,
in the back of his head.
what would you like to do to kill this poor little creature?
As
Because that...
it hits the back of his head, it just kind of like crushes in on the
So
second
you pranced
hit.
up to him and then popped him on his head to make him go prone, and then you just went to town?
No, like as I pranced up to him, I like reared up after I pranced up.
Brought the
And
whole
like
weight.
brought my hooves down on the back of his head, and the second one just like smushes into his skull.
Have you ever seen like a pumpkin get smashed by a sledgehammer?
The cracking sound?
That cracking and like
Yeah.
that is exactly what it is. It's just instantly lifeless.
And then I trample on it a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit.
All right. Yeah,
Just
that
for
makes sense.
just to mush it in the.
Nasty.
That is nasty. All right, you guys are out of initiative at this point. What would you guys like to do?
I look at Ava and I'm like, do you have any more health potions?
I don't. I'm like, we should really probably go back to town.
What happens to the two that you bought?
Well, I didn't buy any.
Yeah, you did. A
No,
couple
I
of
didn't
days
have
ago,
many.
you went into this shop. You told me about it. I wasn't there. You went into this shop. The little gnome was asleep. You bought a really nice healing potion and then a normal healing potion. What happened to those?
He took the normal.
I already took one.
I have the nice one.
He has
You have the nice one?
Yeah.
We,
I'm
I
on a
have
horse right now, Trump, or like, I'm prancing.
Playing the My Little Pony theme song.
I come out of my V shape, and I walk up, noticing that she went down in the battle, but I was having too much fun as a horse. I walk up and I cast Cure Wounds on
With
her.
your hoof.
yeah,
With my hoof. Oh, wow. Just
it's
kidding.
left.
And I'll do that on... Do you need any?
I'm
Voquis,
good.
are you okay?
I
Are you
think we
okay,
should go
Voquis?
home. But
Well,
I'm good.
I'll do it twice on Ava then, at first level.
Anything you guys want to do?
I wanna. After he gives me the milk, I'm going to search everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I want you to.
I'll do it.
Oh,
21.
Everyone
21,
give me
gosh.
who you're searching and then roll
I'm
an
searching
investigation.
the top daddies.
I am
The
going
pack
to...
lord.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm searching Zig.
Okay.
Zig.
And who are you going to search?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Zig.
search the one that is not like paste.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not
Roll an
paste.
investigation.
They're all kind of paste.
If you can give me something fun of how you're searching them, I might give you advantage. We'll see.
Are we in the forest?
No.
You said Zig got chopped in
That
half,
wasn't
right?
fun. That was not.
You said Zig got chopped in half, right?
He did.
I'm gonna search his top half of his body, like rifle through his like
Innards.
pockets, and
Okay.
I'm gonna like.
I want to look at the quiver, especially.
You have to give me an investigation roll.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like
I
a 6.
And who are you searching?
the
I'm the
pack
top daddy.
lord.
Okay.
Oh Jesus! Got an 8.
I want to kind of like use my scimitar to like move the pieces of the skull, like.
Yeah, it's a bloody
away
mess.
and-
There's a couple small bags on it. If you use your sword, you probably get the bags out of the mess.
Natural 20.
Nice. All right, so let's do from top to bottom. Top, Zig. As you're rifling through his body with that roll, you find the following things.
Yes.
The quiver seems to be different than normal. You grab the quiver, undo the buckle, and you take the quiver and put it off to the side. You look inside, and at the very bottom, there are arrowheads stuck in the bottom of the quiver that's poking out the bottom, but there are no arrows in it. That's it. It's got an elvish feel and a green and an elvish inlay along the leather, but it's got a pattern almost like a Celtic look to it. You put that off to the side. You see that because he was cut in half, there was a couple of scrolls. There was 3 in total that was on his waist. 2 of them were cut completely in half and are unusable because of just being mashed. But one of them, do you look at the scroll, break the scroll barrier, or just kind of put it off the side?
Would I be able to do a check on it to make sure it's not something real fishy?
Let's get through the investigation first so you
Okay.
can identify stuff later.
I'll identify it later.
Okay,
I'll
now
just-
you put
I'll
it
just-
to the side.
I kind of want to get out of here, get home, take a bath.
Sure, what was your
Fine,
roll
Tia.
in total?
8.
So the way the body is laying, the bottom half, you kind of rifle through it. And there's nothing really else on the bottom half. It's just kind of his trousers and his legs. They're beefy legs, but they're just legs. The top half, there's a lot of guts and gore that you're kind of meshing through. As one of his hands was kind of in his belly, the way that he laid, and you lift up the hand itself, and you hear kind of like a thud thud. And you look down, and there's something shiny in the blood and kind of guts. Something has come off his hand. You can grab it if you want.
I'll grab it.
Sure. So what you grab are 2 rings that fell off of his fingers. One has a blue gem, and the other has 3 white gems. So you put those to the side, and that's about all you find for an 8 on that body.
Okay.
Pack Lord, you find a small package right next to his grundle sack.
Gross.
And the way that his body was laying after he got his arms cut off, his flap was kind of up, and you saw it kind of tied around. How do you get this sack?
Grab it.
Okay, it's yucky. The sack's very sweaty, and it's got a very particular smell to it. Smells like cheese that's been rotting for a little too
So
long.
I'll just grab it and empty it out next to it.
Sure. A lot of gold pops out.
Okay.
And you start to rifle through it. It looks about like 150 some-ish gold that he was keeping on his grundle.
Ugh. Worst part ever.
You go through the rest of it, but he was so badly injured that if there is anything else on his body, it's pretty much mangled. Voquis, what did you roll?
Natural 20.
And who are you looking at?
The one that's not paste.
They're both paste.
Sure. The one that's not paste.
The warhorse is badass.
For a natural 20, you find in his inner left pocket a packet / envelope. You know when you open or you feel an envelope and it has something heavy inside?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Okay.
It's a small little envelope. It has a stamp on the front of it with a crest. In your rifling through his right pocket, you find a beautiful pearl in a small package. And inside the pearl, there's a little ring with what only you can imagine has a smiley face kind of engraved on it with some use of metal, like somebody carved in a smiley face on the top of the ring. You find...
So, like, the ring opens to a pearl, or, like...
No, the ring is next to a pearl.
Okay,
and then
so there's a pearl and then there's...
Yep, and then there's 2 pieces of platinum
Okay.
next to that. It's just a small, tight-knit sack that was in his right pocket. You rifle through the rest of his stuff, and it's all pretty much junk.
I would like to sleight of hand the pearl.
Sure. You can roll for it, but everyone else is looking at bodies. It's pretty easy to...
7.
Even with a 7, you're able to look in the bag. They're all going through bodies and getting through gore. You pop it in your pocket and close it back up. With a 20... With a 20, you do notice that this Pack Lord's glaive was quite different than the last.
Okay.
And as you remember, it's in the ground and it's shiny. It's got an unusual sheen to it, and
Like
it
a
also
magical sheen?
no, just like it's very shiny. Gnolls don't have. It's kind of like goblins. They don't have good weaponry, but these guys specifically seem to have some nice weapons for some reason. This
They're being
glaive,
outfitted by someone.
sure. This glaive specifically has in the hilt. Have you ever seen a glaive? It's a large 10-inch blade, and it's bladed on one side, and the hilt where the bottom of the hilt comes up to the bottom of the sword, there's a crest on the bottom of the sword. This is sharper than normal. It's beautiful, actually. You're surprised that a Gnoll would have it. Was anybody you were looking at Zig, right?
Mm-hmm. I was looking at Zig.
You were looking at Zig. On his bottom half, he does have his sword. Did you want to take a look at that while you're investigating? It's the only thing I didn't talk about. With an 8, it's a sword, but I'm giving you the opportunity to.
I'll look at the sword and I'll be like, "Hey, Ava, there's a sword over here. I know you just bought a fancy one, but
As I'm walking over, and have you grabbed the glaive?
No, I'm just looking at it.
Okay. I'll be like, I'll take a look at it, but this intrigues me. So since it does have a sigil on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm a noble, can I do a history check with advantage because I know other noble houses?
I'll be able to
Not
give
with
you
that die.
Shh, cállate.
I would give you a history check, not advantage, because being a noble is a good trait, but let's see what you roll.
Okay.
And depending on what you roll, I might give you out of the kindness of my heart advantage. It's just, I don't think you would have any idea about this, but
Roll
we'll see.
pathetically.
I got a 12.
12? I'll give you advantage. I'll give you another try.
Not better.
It's not better.
So even with your noble status, you haven't seen this specific one before, but the one piece of information I will give you, from when you were a noble and younger, even with your celestial state, this has remnants as if somebody took a noble crest, changed a couple pieces, and made a new crest. So things are similar, but they're not the same.
I have a question. Is it the same crest that's on the letter?
I don't know. Have you
haven't
looked at it yet?
You haven't
Yeah.
shared the letter.
Well, that's what I want to do is I want to look and see.
Sure.
If it's the same.
It is the same crest.
Nito,
Nito
Can I read the
burrito.
letter? I want to read the letter.
Sure.
Make a dexterity check.
I'm trying to read it in secret.
No, I want to read it here. I want to notice that crest, look at that thing, see the crest, and then read the letter.
Sure. You pop open the crest. You do notice that it's the same crest. It's up to you if you want to share that.
I want to read the letter first.
For the bits of the letter, I'm going to just summarize this because I didn't write a word for word, but you're going to get a...
You're breaking the immersion.
Exactly.
I pick up the sword and bring it over since we're kind of coalescing.
While they're
around
doing
this
that, can I
glaive.
like do an insight check or something to see like what kind of weapons these are,
Sure.
and if they're like pluses? Or
So we'll do the letter last because that's an important piece of information. The sword itself, in the very bottom of the hilt, like the very, very, very bottom, like you would use a stamp, it actually has the same symbol, and it looks like you could use this as a stamp for letters. It's got a little crest on it. That crest is exactly the same as the glaive, and it's exactly the same as the sword.
Plot thickens.
The what was your question? Sorry, Evan.
I wanted to like kind of take a look at that and kind of appraise see what kind of
Sure.
weapons these are.
So give me a Arcana check while I look up the piece of information I'm about to give you.
It's an 8.
Does anyone need any healing?
An 8? Yeah, you can
already
feel
healed.
that there's a magical essence coming off the glaive. The sword, it just seems sharper than normal, but you don't get anything more than that.
Can I do that? Can I talk to like, hey, do you guys mind if I keep these? I know somebody back at Waterdeep that might want to look
What's your
at
strength?
these. Huh?
What's your strength?
I think it's 20.
I think it is 2.
No, her charisma's
Yeah, because
20.
you were using that weighted die to roll your stats.
No, her charisma's 20. Her strength's only like 13, I think. Because we were talking about
Yeah,
that.
15.
50. Nice.
So you would know by purely trying to pick up that glaive. What number did you say?
15.
15. Nice. So you're close. You can pull it up out of the ground, and it is insanely heavy for you. You are not proficient in glaives.
I don't want to use it, I just want to carry it back to
Yeah,
the cart.
so it's heavier than normal, but it's glaives are 16. This glaive is a 16 straight to wield without being
Right.
swinging at disadvantage. But yeah, wielding it, you can feel that there's a sense of power through
Right.
that weapon
No,
itself.
let's go. Yeah, and I just like I really want to take this back to the blacksmith. He'll appreciate it,
sure.
and
That looks very heavy. You wanna toss it on my back?
yeah, I'll tie it. So I tie it to your back, and then I take the sword. Let's go. Let's get to the cart, and
Hopefully
Yeah,
our
I
horse
have
is
some
still there.
stuff I want to share with you guys. I found this
Exhausted.
letter and some other stuff.
do you want to
so
like sit here and talk, or like walk and
we
talk?
should go to
We
the
should
cart.
walk here and talk. I'm still worried about Tia, but we need to go back and rest. And
Yeah,
I'll
I need
talk
to
to Nathan.
sleep.
So I'm guessing we're talking. You're sharing everything as we're in the cart coming back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll show the stampy end of the sword.
Okay, so here's the rundown of what this letter says. Really?
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, this is what the letter says in a roundabout gist way. It reads in common, "Oh, filthy little specks, you are quite meaningless. But you will do well as my new initiates, as I've not planned on taking over Waterdeep, ... Find, capture, bring. My child will be waiting. Find what I'm looking for, and bring it back to Arblanos. As your king,
How do you spell the Arblanos?
Arglanos.
Arglanos.
As your king, these are the things I'm looking for. and it has a few bulleted lists. General captives, 0 to 20. Slaves. Gear with specifics. And then at the bottom, it has children. And then one of them is specifically an age range, height, hair color, extremely specific. If you can, trust no one. Find, bring, capture, deliver. And it's signed at the bottom, King Rosalind. You make your way back to the cart. It's only about a 20-minute walk now that you have some gear and things. You have these rings. And you make your way back to the cart. For the brevity of time, do you guys go back to Waterdeep?
Yeah,
Yep.
we go back to Haven.
You guys get back on rocking on the road. It's about 4-ish p.m. at this point. You make your way back. You get your way back to Haven. It seems a little bit desolate as people have been busy today. And I'm guessing you want to get these things
Wait,
appraised.
what day is it?
This is
Oh,
still...
it's afternoon. Never mind.
We're going straight to Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going straight to
Nathaniel
Nate,
wouldn't be...
Daddy.
Just metagaming.
Oh.
Nathaniel wouldn't be able to give you the meaning of these things. It would be Malcolm.
Well, no,
What about the letter?
we're looking for the letter and to go
Yeah.
check in.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Disguise self. I'm a male half elf.
Weird
Okay.
flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
I'm not going to Nathaniel as Voquis. I'm not going to do it.
He's gonna wonder why we have a half elf with
That's
us.
fine.
Just so
I
you
don't
know.
care.
that Elrick tells you that. Be like, Voquis, I don't know what you're doing, but
I mean, he's gonna know you're you.
That's fine.
Okay.
When do you change into that? Do you get in through the front gates as...
Oh, we're already in the front gates. After.
I'm asking when you change.
Probably when we pass through the thing of Haven.
Okay. At the gate, Samuel, with 2 guards, is going to look at Ava as... I'm guessing you're driving. Who's
driving.
Okay. You specifically, he's going to put up his hand and say, "What's your business here?"
I'm just gonna hold up my 2 badge and show my tattoo.
Looking over at the tattoo and look over to Ava. Who is this?
It's Voquis. She's got some complex. She's hiding who she is. Pretty mentally
You need
ill.
to show me proof, or you're not coming in.
So with the disguise self spell, can you just
Is it pretty much like a cantrip, or is this like once a day
It's-
sort of
it's
thing?
a
It's a-
ability.
It's a
once
Firbolg thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Firbolg thing.
So yeah, if with Firbolg, I'd allow you to change your face to...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you change your face
Voquis.
and... Always, you gotta be sure who's coming in.
I completely understand.
And then he tells them, yeah, they're fine, come on through. You
That's
guys walk
Samuel
your way
that
in.
stopped us, or Malcolm?
Samuel.
Samuel,
He's the
okay.
king. He's the leader of the guards. He spends a lot of his time at the front gate.
Okay. I thought it was Samuel with the voice, but because Malcolm's the old one.
I couldn't
right?
remember the voice for Samuel, so I just went with one. I'm
God,
sorry.
listen
No.
to the podcast.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the voice for Samuel. I get Samuel and Malcolm mixed up for some reason,
here,
but Malcolm's the old.
Come on over.
I'm starting to learn Malcolm's the old one, but for some reason I get those two mixed up in my brain.
It's the first session I did it in reverse, and
Oh,
so
okay.
I've had to retcon it since. That's why you're confused.
Okay. On to Nate.
On to Nate,
Okay,
Daddy.
you make your way into Nate. Everyone at the front gates. They then ask who you are. You have to do it again at the second level.
Fine.
They ask who you are. You do it again at the guy at the door. The second level. Now you're at the door. You knock. Come in.
I open the door and I'm leading. I'm just like, hey, we're back from the mission. We found
Welcome back.
found some troubling news about these. It seems like they're organized, much more than we originally thought.
That makes sense. We had a writer come in this morning who said they were very close. Were they close?
They were very close. We took out about a couple packs of them.
How many exactly?
Honey,
Because
what's
we
that?
have
9.
from our scouts 9. Voquis, I don't know why you insist on
She's
being...
got this thing with you. She's been crying, snotting all over. It's gross.
I have your money that you left from last time, and he has that little bag of the money you threw at him. And if it is your prerogative, I'm sorry. You should have this. And he'll go back and say, our scouts said that there were 40 plus.
We didn't run into that many.
But you said you took care of 9?
9, and oddly enough,
Well done.
we ran into one orc that helped us out.
You don't say.
Yeah, he died in battle, and oddly enough, some of the weaponry he had matched some of the weaponry the gnolls had. And I pull out I show him the swords, and I'm like, if you notice, they have the exact same sigil, and so does this letter. So it's confusing why he would be willing to help us.
I think he was just a scavenger.
Well, you're not the first ones to be going after the gnolls, as the lords have all put out their own contracts to clear up this wave of intruders. I've talked to the other lords, and they've put together search parties, and I will make sure to tell them that we, as Haven, have taken care of 9. It sounds like, if we have the actual number, that 31 to go.
And then I'm like, there was also this letter. And I hand it
I have the letter.
I take the letter from you and I hand it to him.
It's up to you if you allow.
No, I'm not gonna allow him.
Okay, then
Fergie
has the letter.
As you reach for the letter, I'm gonna hold it back and be like, one of them had this on it.
Oh, anime.
And he's going to reach out to take the letter. Do you give it to him? Okay. Takes a minute, puts on glasses, and reads it with a little bit of angst, and he'll... I've never heard of this name, nor heard of this land. It seems like we have intruders in our own borders for reasons that they are trying to restock on people. And they're looking for somebody that... very specific. He's going to take a step back and lean back in his chair and kind of just say, huh, to himself.
The way the letter reads, seems like this might be part of the cultists. Has something to do with the cultists, in my opinion.
I don't think you're wrong. But I think the details here, if you take a look and read all of these very detailed, what they're looking for, this person, does this not read? Tell me if I'm crazy. Does that not read just like little Tilda?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yes. Sadly.
The utmost importance is then to find. We have to think that they have Tilda. We have to get back out there. Rest. But go as soon as possible. I will send as many troops as I can tonight on a night raid to start going through, looking for fires, and wiping the land. You guys look beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Rest.
I could use a nap.
And then you need to go back out. This
Okay.
ball is nothing. You have to find Tilda.
And I said, we will. And do you know where Malcolm is? We have some magic gear that we like to...
He's probably in his stupid tower. He's been a little bit on edge ever since you gave him that shard and he went into some, and now he's getting memories back. He's muttering a lot more than normal. Probably check in on him. Get your stuff looked at. Maybe give him a little bit of, hopefully, insight. Placate the old man. His ramblings are driving me crazy. Well, if there's nothing else, I need to go get an expedition ready as soon as possible.
Okay. And then we go leave for Malcolm.
Make sure to get your stipends. You forgot to pick them up.
Will do.
After they leave, I actually stick behind.
He's
I have
going
to talk to him too.
He's going to get up and motioning for the direction. You all need to leave so that I can go get an expedition. Is there something else that you need? You're all very close. You're all standing next to each other as he's trying to shuffle you out.
If it's not too much to ask, I'd like a moment with you alone to talk.
Tonight. Let me get this work done and then come back.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
I
turn and leave.
Yeah, I wanted to apologize for my actions earlier.
It's very highly of you. It was surprising, but hopefully you take my apology and your money back. Let us move on.
Get your money. Give me the money.
I'll take the gold.
I accept, and I hope you accept my apology, as it was a trying day, but right now we have more important things.
We're gonna find Tilda.
Yeah, we will. Even if I have to go out in the field, we will find her.
And then I stick out
Excuse
my
me.
hand to give him a handshake.
And he gives you a handshake, firm, and it's time to go. I need to get this expedition ready.
Go
Yeah.
get.
As he's pushing all three of you out, Elrick, what do you need from me?
Oh,
As
you-
I'm pushing them two on and keeping you back, kind of keeping a word between you and Nathaniel.
oh, you have a moment?
Quickly.
So, a little birdie told me that the last time Tia was seen was talking to you, and I know it's kind of wrong of me, but I looked through some of her stuff and she mentioned you. And do you know where she went?
Takes a really big breath, realizing that he's kind of been had. I didn't want her to go find Tilda, as she flies off at the handle at the slightest things, and I get so frustrated with her because she doesn't listen to me. There's zero respect. I know she is my
a wild
age
spirit.
8 times over, but she needs to learn that I have the commanding role. When I tell her I don't want her to go, it's because of reasons that she doesn't understand. But of course, she didn't listen, and
It's hard to tame a wild spirit.
this is true. I have a feeling that she found her and or had left because she left the following day and she hasn't come back. So my biggest worry now is that the Knolls have her or somebody else have her. She's not a fighter. And
No, definitely someone has her. I'm just
you know something?
so she called me into the Eve, which is
I don't know what that is, but
it's
I'll
a
keep
special
that between
area
you
for
two.
us.
You and your hippie
She's
drugs.
in a gosh dang it, Nathaniel. She informed me that she's in a eternal sleep right now, that she's been captured, and that she doesn't have a whole lot of time left. And so I'm just looking for any information. Last I known, she was leaving east. So maybe it's something with the Knolls. But if you have any information, it'd be much appreciated.
I think with today's actions and this knowledge now, I think it's fair to say that the Knolls have her too. She's not a fighter. She can't stand up for herself. And quite frankly, if she went out for Tilda, she would be able to find her. But because she's so thick-skulled, she went by herself, not waiting for you, as I was going to send her with you. But instead, it seems like she has got herself captured, and I'll put my money on it, it's the Knolls. So it impedes me to say, we need to go as soon as possible. Rest,
I agree.
be fresh, and when you're ready, leave as soon as possible.
Sounds like a plan.
And then,
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I want to know if he's holding anything back.
And as he says that, he's like, please, it's time to go. I need to get the expedition ready. Insight check.
Soft 20.
Soft 20. He's absolutely being, as far as you know, truthful and not holding any information back.
I turn and leave with him.
Okay.
Well,
He's pushing
you know.
you on. He closes the door. He locks it. Moves on the way. And did you change back?
Not yet.
nerd.
And so you guys go
Leave
on
me
your way.
alone.
He goes and talks. You see that there's 2 tier 2s that were down in the area. He gets them rummaged. There's a couple of tier 1s and initiates and gets them together as an expedition, and they are meaning to leave as soon as possible. You guys are trying to get your items prepped, right? You're going to go to Malcolm?
Were
All right.
one of those tier 2s the Tegan?
No.
No, okay.
You guys, for brevity of time, make your way down to Malcolm. The old man sitting in his chair and just says, yes, I just made some tea. Please, take a seat. And pulls up some chairs and, what do you have for me today?
And I'm like, we have these two weapons and these sigils that match. Have you heard of them sigils?
And this potion.
And this here potion.
Put it all in the center. I learned this funny new one. And he asks you to put it all in this, basically an arcane rune on the ground. And he's going to get up and put on a hat that is about 3 feet wide. And it's got a long brim, and he kind of does this little awkward dance around, and he starts to sing a song. But you've heard this song before.
Fitzy?
It's the children's song that they were singing with the beat. And all of a sudden, you hear that beat coming from kind of like a chicken feed. And off to the right, there's Fitzy sitting up on top of a shelf. And he's got a little cowboy hat on, and he's just kind of doing his little beat. And Malcolm begins to do this weird little dance around the arcane room. It takes about 30 minutes, and then you hear kind of a crack in a bone. Oh, but that's not good.
30 minutes?
Mm-hmm. And then he sits down and he says, "All right, this is what the gods have told me. You have quite some interesting items. The glaive is a +1. It's meant to really do some damage." And so he's going to start telling you about all the different items. Specifically, the items that I do want to tell you, that this is going to be a little bit out of game. There are you got 2 rings.
Yes.
The 2 rings, one of them, the single, I said blue gem, right?
Yeah.
One with blue gem, one with 3 whites.
Yes.
The ring of mind shielding is the blue.
Sweet.
While the wearer wears this ring, you are immune to magic that allows creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you're lying or know your alignment, or know that creature type. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible until you use another action to make it visible. So it's always invisible at that point. If you die while wearing the ring, your soul enters it, and useless, your soul goes into the ring. If the ring already has a soul, it cannot hold 2 souls. You remain into the ring or depart for an afterlife. As long as your soul is in the ring, you can telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it. Just to kind of know what the deal is with that ring.
Would Malcolm actually tell us all that?
He would tell you that this ring holds souls. This ring keeps you from being pried upon. And he's mad because it counters his zone of truth upstairs. He cannot tell if you're being truthful.
Can he tell whether or not there's a soul in it right now?
That's for probably next session.
Okay.
It's
my ring, Bull.
The second ring is a ring of water walking. While you're wearing it, you can stand and move across any liquid surface as if it was solid. Any liquid surface that is water. Any form of water. Not gas. Not gas. Liquid. So fire, water, ice, things that are...
Acid?
That was a form of water.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Fire's a form of water?
You are not resistant, but you can walk on it. If you were to put on the ring and you were underwater, it would shoot you up to the top immediately as it's forcing you.
That's the one with the 3 white marks?
That's the 3. It has 3 uses.
Okay.
So when you put it on, it gives you it's basically like an infinite charge. You will need to charge it, which is a D6. On a 1, it breaks. On anything other, it charges all 3 charges back again.
Okay.
So you got the gold, you got the letter, the scroll is it's a scroll of dancing lights, and how I'm going to do spells, certain spell scrolls will have multiple uses. Unlike where you use it and it just kind of and it's gone, this will have 3 uses. If you are a magic user at all and can read, you can do the incantation. It might take you a little bit longer. I'm going to have you roll to see whether or not it actually works. It's a high and low of D20. Low D20, it doesn't work. High, it actually works because this spell scroll is pretty simple. Past that, the potion is Potion of Fire Breath, and it's a 15-foot cone, 1 use, instant fire breath. When you chug it, it's 3d6 damage immediately to everyone in that cone.
How big is the cone?
15 foot. You got the golds, you got your malachite. That is currently the sword. Huh?
Malachite.
The sword is a +2 to hit, but it is not silver. It is sharp as can be, but it is a +2.
Just a hit?
Just to hit, not to damage. It is normal damage, but it just has a higher hitting rate. The Glaive, it's a +1 to hit, +1 to damage, 10-foot range. It's a strength of 16 to even wield, so you're not at disadvantage. Past that, that's all the gear that you got, and a little bit of knowledge on where everything's going. You guys made it back, and you've... That's where we're gonna end it before that. But...
I have one question.
Okay.
How much do we get for our stipend?
15.
So it's 15 a week, but there is actually 35 gold for each of you, as he felt bad about his interaction with you. So as long as you go down to the counter, there's a little an unfamiliar gentleman behind the counter, kind of a sly looking elf, but he's gonna, what can I do for you? Like a real snake-like kind of greasy. But he does give you guys 35 gold apiece as your stipend for this. You technically weren't even supposed to get a stipend until Friday. It is Thursday, but he felt like there was a backlog, so you.
What about that quiver?
Oh, the quiver.
Ooh.
Good call. I forgot about the quiver. Good call.
Yeah, money.
I have so many monies.
I'm gonna steal them from you.
So many monies.
I'm gonna slide a hand it.
Okay, this is a pack of arrows. The magical tips that are down through the bottom, what you need to do is you need to put 5 arrows into the quiver, just regular arrows. When you pull out the arrow and use it, it is a +2 to hit and +2 to damage. It has 5 uses. It consumes each one of those arrowheads, and then it just becomes a normal quiver after.
So +2 to hit, +2 to damage?
Yep, 5 times, 5 arrows. And then when you use them, they're gone. And then it's just a really cool, ornate looking quiver. It's called the Pack of Arrows. Like pack.
I want that.
Well, duh. I don't use bows. You're the only one that can use
all of
it. I just happened to be rummaging through the dead guy that had it.
Okay.
And that's the end of the episode!
Yay!
Yay! Okay.
I also give each of you a platinum.